Welcome to this combined look at Hotel Appi Grand and the Appi Kogen Ski Resort itself, where we spent a few days. One of the first things you realize with the ski resort is that it isn't the easiest to get to. If you're coming from Tokyo, be prepared to spend at least 3.5 hours to get here end to end. It will generally include a combination of a train and a bus. Now, as we had a rental car, it involved a drive and a bus trip to get to. You can find out the schedule on their website, appi-japan.com. Fortunately, the bus took us right to the arrivals lounge area, so after a long ride to get here, you can finally relax.
We're checking into the hotel.
There are multiple hotels to choose from at the ski resort, which includes Hotel Grand Appi, Appi Kogen Onsen Hotel, and Appi Hills. All are operated and run by the same group, and all offers easy access to the ski slope. Now the one we stayed at is called Hotel Grand Appi on the left, which have easy access to the main ski lifts just a few steps out the door. Perfect for lazy people like us.
Looking for our hotel room. What room are we in today? 1474. Oh! It's not a good number.
The room we booked is called a Tower Suite, and it features really spacious interiors. It's quite a change to the tiny rooms you get in Tokyo.
It's a house now.
Oh wow, now it's a massive house.
Hey.
Oh my god. No,
Check out the view. Whoa, we got a view of the slope, guys.
oh, there's another room here. Oh, very big.
It's a, oh my goodness. Why do we need this room for? Wow.
Now the ski resort first opened in 1981, so the hotel is almost 40 years old. Hence the decor can look a little dated. Having said that, they do have renovated rooms which they call Executive Semi-Suite, which features more modern looking interiors.
Wow, there's so many rooms, Anne.
Know what to do, where to put the luggage. It's like, okay, should we put it in the bedroom or should we put it in the lounge room?
We have so many rooms.
We have a dedicated room for the luggages.
Yeah, we got so many
Oh,
rooms.
what a waste.
And another TV.
And another small TV, that's right.
Someone can sleep here, hey.
Yeah. You can. Getting around the resort is generally pretty easy. Most of the time, you could just walk. But on days where weather is bad or you just feel a bit lazy, there are regular free bus shuttles provided to help you get around the resort. Or you could do what Ethan does and jump on top of his dad for a ride instead.
I got you, Granny. Boom. I got you, Mom. Boom. I got you, Betty. Boom. I got you.
Now the resort does have quite a lot of shopping options designed to empty your wallet very quickly. So be careful with that credit card unless you're ready for a bill shock after your holiday.
Bye. Ice cream.
Look at Ethan. First thing he spotted.
Having said that, they do have some pretty interesting stuff available, like a head massager.
It tickled me. A Hulk.
Maybe you're into novelty gloves,
Hulk arm.
or maybe just some fancy snow gear. They have you covered.
Hulk arm as well.
See you. Take picture.
Ethan, this way, Ethan.
What are you getting there?
Wow. There's so much food. They even have smoothie. I'm drinking that.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, Daddy, you better get some food. That's a lot of choices. I'm gonna be...
Breakfast is generally included with your stay, and you're free to go to any of the breakfast buffet restaurants around the resort. They do have a very good selection of Japanese choices, which is great if you're into Japanese food. The most Western option is probably that little bread corner,
How about we fry it?
You want to hear?
and maybe a few sausage varieties with mustard on the side. My personal favorite? Try natto, fermented soybeans. Another must try is the local original yogurt drink.
Ethan's drinking yogurt drink. Okay. Is it? You like it?
For lunch, there are a few food courts around, but it can get pretty busy during peak hour, so come early.
Lots of people.
For dinner, here's one big tip. Make sure, and I say that again, make sure you book the restaurants in advance, preferably before you make the trip to the resort. We made the mistake of rocking up and leaving it last minute and was basically deflated to find out most of the restaurants are completely booked out. Out of the 5 nights we were there, we will only managed to try out 2 of the restaurants, as other nights are simply completely booked out. And guess which restaurants are still available? It's usually their fanciest and most expensive ones. Fortunately, the resort does have shuttle buses that takes you out to the nearest town every second day. Now there's not much happening in town at night, but there were certainly restaurants open. We took the hotel's recommendation and was pleasantly surprised. For example, we tried this izakaya restaurant where we get to dine in there with true Japanese atmosphere. The food was nice and fresh, and one surprise of the night for me was perhaps tasting raw chicken for the first time.
I'm gonna try the raw sushi. Raw chicken now. See if it's game.
First time having raw chicken. Let's try it.
Tell me if it's good. What it tastes like?
You know what? It actually tastes like salmon.
Does it?
Texture is very... Getting out to town does get you some affordable options as well, like this udon house where we get to have some very delicious tempura donburi and some plain udon. The resort does feature 2 very decent onsen/Japanese bathhouses. The better one is called Shirokaba no Yu and is fairly new, opened in 2017.
Hey then.
It features quite a large outdoor area and plenty of bars of various temperature levels to suit your needs.
You put it on you then.
Alright, let's finally talk about the ski slope itself. First, on-site rental gear. They seem to only offer Salomon branded skis, boards and boots. Most of us would be very happy with the condition of the gear as they look almost brand new to me. Now, our initial plan was to put Ethan in a ski school for kids, and they do look like they have a pretty awesome indoor ski school there. But we didn't book ahead, and you guessed it, it was completely booked out for the entire duration we were there. So, we took Ethan's ski lessons into our own hands.
All the way like that, okay?
Look at the instructor.
If you are taking kids up the slope for the first time, I'm happy to say that the lift staff was generally very accommodating and helpful. Woohoo!
Okay, ready to sit down. Watch for the hood. That was easy, right?
We started our first runs on the lower slopes just to get ourselves warmed up, and it's fantastic for Ethan to learn on.
Because I know second round he's not gonna
The
do
runs are extremely wide, and like most ski resorts anywhere in Japan, the snow is dry, thus very forgiving for learners. It won't take very long for your little one to gain confidence and start to head down a slope faster and faster each time.
Pizza, pizza, pizza. Good job, Bo! Woohoo!
Once Ethan got the hang of basic turns and pizza stops, it was time to head to the top of the mountain with the gondola. Did I say the staff was very helpful again? The gondola is a 2.8 kilometers ride up the mountain, which took us about 10 minutes to get right to the highest point of the ski resort. Unlike most other ski resorts, there is a ski run here suitable for beginners right at the top. Let me show you. Top of the mountain. Here's a photo spot, and our hotel is all the way down there. It's a 5.5 kilometer run, and we'll be going down the green run to the bottom. Introducing Yamabato Run, which is a 5.5 kilometer green run, which takes you all the way from the top to the bottom of the slope, non-stop, if your legs can take it. The most intimidating part is probably just at the start of the run, where it is relatively narrow. On the positive side, check out that view. It can get a bit windy up here, but the run itself is generally well groomed and not very steep at all. Once you get past the narrow section, you're back to mostly super wide runs all the way down. Don't get me wrong, the first time you try this, you'll probably take a while to get to the bottom, but don't try this at the end of the day. With Ethan, we knew he was getting the hang of it, and he's absolutely loving it because he couldn't stop screaming.
Oh, you can.
Is this available?
Like any other Japanese ski resorts, there will be days where the resort is too windy or just bucketing down with so much snow that the ski lifts are closed. On days like that, you can still take your little one to the Appi's Happy Snow Park, where you get to come down the gentle slope in a number of ways.
Noodles! Chicken noodles! Chicken noodles!
We're finished. No more skiing for this season, okay?
Guys, catch!
We're gonna say bye-bye.
Man, I love the ski!
Right, let's finish this video by quickly summarizing what we liked and disliked about the hotel and Skis Globe itself. For the hotel, we like the size of the room. We love that you get the view of the slope straight out the window of our room. We like the food selection for breakfast. Onsen or the Japanese bar facility was really good, though it can get a bit crowded. What didn't we like about the hotel? Well, firstly, the rooms were definitely a bit dated, though it's not a deal breaker for us. Christmas week is probably the worst time to come here, as it did get very, very crowded as we experienced. We did have to line up for breakfast if we woke up a little bit too late. We even went hungry one night because every restaurant was completely booked out. We couldn't book ski lessons for Ethan, again because it needed to be booked well in advance. I feel a lot of these could have been avoided if the hotel was a bit more proactive to inform us prior to the trip. For example, send us a link to help book dinners, warn us to pre-book lessons well in advance, etc, etc. Instead of letting us find out the hard way, the hotel can really make our holiday a little bit more pleasant just by informing us up front. Unfortunately, even on the day we checked in, we weren't informed about the need to pre-book anything at all. You don't ask, you don't get. For the ski resort itself, thankfully, skiing here was a much better experience, especially if you're coming as a family with kids. Putting aside that we couldn't get a ski instructor for Ethan, again because it was all booked out, ski lifts weren't too crowded, so we didn't spend a lot of time lining up to get up to the slopes at all. Snow quality was as good as any typical Japanese ski resorts. It's dry and there's plenty of snow everywhere. That's excellent for learning. The ski resort is pretty small by international standards, but does offer a variety of runs from beginners to advanced. For a family with young children, it's more than enough to keep everyone happy for a few days. Overall, it's a pity the hotel stay didn't quite match up to the skiing. Having said that, if you're a family with little kids and was just looking for a great place to learn how to ski, this resort won't disappoint. The key here, as I've said many times, book everything in advance and you'll probably love it here. That's it for now. Signing out.